So the topic we're going to be focusing on today is ethics and fair play. So we're going to incorporate this through teaching an adventure education strand in our physical activity lesson. So ethics and fair play is a key concept which includes everyone and promotes fair play and integrity, respect and fairness. As we can see here, under the principles of ethical practice and the codes of ethics, which are two of the main learning outcomes of the Code of Ethics and Fair Play strand under the ED2306 curriculum. So here we have a definition of adventure education. So adventure education uses human-powered outdoor pursuits to help people learn about interpersonal and intrapersonal experiences. So this is basically developing themselves as individuals and having a positive impact on the other students in their class and those who they're working with. The activities in this strand, like orienteering, kayaking, require some knowledge, judgment, decision-making and action from the individual or group. So by promoting fairness into our activities and by following a procedure of good sportsmanship, then it's going to contribute to the lesson being carried out efficiently and reaching our mutual goals. So we're going to begin the lesson by doing a warm-up to increase the blood flow and our heart rate and to prepare our bodies and muscles for the upcoming session. We're going to do a series of games and stretches incorporating skills that we will be using in the main body later on. We're going to be doing an obstacle course and orienteering, which coincide with some of the main skills that we'll be focusing on in the ED2306 curriculum. So we're going to complete the session by doing a cool down, a series of games and stretches which will decrease the heart rate and help prevent injury and also promote active recovery. We're going to come back here and gather at the learning wall and do a quick reflection. I'm going to hand out reflection cards to the students and they're going to rethink and recap on what they learned in the sessions, focusing on three main concepts: what, why and how, to think about what they really learned and the key skills involved to do with Code of Ethics and adventure education.
Our first warm-up game, we're going to play a game of tic-tac-toe. This warm-up game involves reaction time as the students wait for the go signal until they can begin the game. It also involves quick decision making as they decide where best to put their bibs. And lastly, it involves cooperation, as once all three bibs are placed, they are looking for the best place to place their colour bib so they can get achieve 3 in a row of the same colour. So this game involves sensory motor integration as students are thinking about what move they have to make in order to achieve the 3 in a row of the same colour bib. Another good warm-up game as students are continuously active. Students are working together to try to turn their cones up the right way around, and it's a very inclusive game, so all students are catered for. So this is the last game of our adventure education warm-up, and this game promotes the use of directions, north, south, east and west, which will be beneficial for the students when we go on to the following maps later in the lesson. North. Has a bit more of a competitive element. It is important to remember that students show good sportsmanship to all. So instead of the student that arrives last of the cone being out, he or she is going to call the direction for the class to follow in the next turn of this game.
Okay, so for stage 1 of the obstacle course, it's a sprint. So the students aren't only being challenged on their speed but also their reaction time. So that's how neurological skill being introduced to the P session. Then stage 2 is shuffling between the cones. You're pushing off your right leg and your left leg. That's challenging the students' agility, so that's another kind of component of fitness that we're testing in this obstacle course. The third stage is jumping on both feet from one hoop to the other. That's introducing an idea of kind of plyometrics into the PE session. So that's also another kind of component of fitness we're testing. Then the fourth stage is balance, so another neurological skill. The students have to slow right down and focus and concentrate on not falling off the bench. Then the last stage is another neurological skill, is testing your hand-eye coordination, so they just have to bounce the ball off the racket 10 times. and then they can run back to the start. So we figured an obstacle course would be an interesting way to include like ethics and fair play into our PE session, because it's testing so many different components of fitness and stuff, so everyone has something that they're good at. So everyone's kind of involved, everyone can show that they're good at one fitness component. Also, you can kind of involve an element of competitiveness by making it into a relay. So when one person goes, they have to clap hand the next person, then they can go. So that kind of ups the tempo of the obstacle course then.
Okay, so for our main body, we began with orienteering. So orienteering incorporates many skills and techniques such as map reading, navigation, and pacing. Okay, so students will be divided into groups of 4. Each team will be given a map of the area, and they'll also be given a list of definitions and explanations of key exercise physiology terms. So each team will have 1 minute to study as best as possible each term. After that, they'll be given a timer. The teams must allocate different jobs to each student. So there'll be a captain, someone in charge of timing, and also someone reading the maps. The terms and definitions will be spread around the hall, and students must attempt to find each definition and example, bring them back to the start, and match them together as best as possible. Right, remember the first 3, the second 3. So faster timer, slow timer to the deltoids, and remember. Yeah, okay. Yes. Right. Make sure to point more. Yeah, okay, I'm going to time you. Yeah. For this activity to work successfully, each student must listen and cooperate with one another and respect each role given to each student. So each team was designated different roles, so this involved communication and cooperation. There was a role for everyone, so there was equity was involved. So for our next stage in Adventure Ed in orienteering, we're going to do a more advanced setting. So we're here in Fitzgerald's Park. So students this time are looking for 10 words which relate to good sportsmanship. So these 10 words, once they've found, they'll bring them back to the start line and they'll try make a sentence out of them. So the sentence is, good sportsmanship goes beyond the game, it starts with respect. More of a competitive nature in this activity. When teams come back to the starting line, they'll be cheering for each other, helping each other out, so there'll be respect for one another, for their teammates, for the competitive environment, and of course students are going to have to respect other people using this space and the environment they're in.
So this is the last game of the Adventure Education lesson plan. It's our cool down game, so obviously it's not as active as the rest of the games throughout the lesson plan, as we're trying to decrease the body temperature and also decrease heart rate. As you can see, stretches are incorporated throughout, so this prevents any injuries from occurring and it helps with the process of recovery. Coach says jog around the square. And side shuffle. Now stop. Now because I never said coach says, Jerry, you didn't follow the correct order of the game. So would you demonstrate a static stretch for class, please, and tell us what muscle you're stretching?
Okay, hamstrings.
So everyone follow Jerry. I'm going to stretch our hamstrings.